focus in Atlanta, right?
That's exactly right.
So the rules and the laws are probably differently, and you know the system is probably different in every state.
It's state to state, that's true.
Yeah.
But in pretty much every state in the nation, the rules, the laws are set to where there's no preference given.
Because in California, they actually try to push the fathers to be more involved and have the kids more. And so they push to have that 50-50 custody if the father...
When you say they, who is they?
The system, the judge, the courtroom.
Oh, you're saying that the judge tries...
The attorneys.
No, wait, let's be specific,
Yeah.
because you're speaking in all these generalities, and I want to know specifically, when you say they are pushing men to have more time with their kids, who is they?
Court, judge.
What is
That's
the
what I've
judge?
been told from attorneys.
That's what you've been told. Okay, which judge is pushing for fathers to have more time with their kids?
So basically what they say is that they
Who
really,
says?
like, my attorney, when I did everything.
Okay, your attorney, your
Yes.
one attorney said...
Right, but you're just one
You're
attorney.
just one attorney as well.
I mean,
Right, but I've been doing this for 20 years.
But
yeah,
the other-
but
I'm
so
trying to...
my divorce attorney was one of the top in San Diego.
But that's what
But
what
the other
you're
point,
saying.
though, that you're saying, though, that doesn't make any sense is you're saying that the judges choose that men, okay, we went back to disagreeability.
Mm-hmm.
What is the guy supposed to do? Like, so if Adam's going to get married and he's going to have children, you didn't really get to helping him. So, like, what
I mean,
is...
I think
Look at
that's why
That's what I'm trying
that's
to
why
tell
so
you.
many men are walking away from marriage today.
Exactly.
Is because it doesn't benefit
Just a
them.
bad deal is what
Yeah,
you're
it's a bad deal
You're
for
saying,
guys
how do
today.
we fix it? And this is what I'm telling you. For an individual man right now, there is no fix. Now, the
So you're
laws...
saying to not get married?
The laws are changing. In Atlanta, for example, they've just started this year pushing that to move away from the system where fathers or mothers can get custody, because what judges are doing, they're using that discretion to just basically give mothers custody. Now, Georgia is moving to a system to where the default is 50-50, and that's where we need to be. The if the judge starts out and says, okay, here's what we're going to do. You guys are going to get divorced. That's fine. 50% of the time with the mom, 50% of the time with the dad. Now, if anybody has any objection to that, I'll listen. And if anybody doesn't want that, I'll listen.
That's how
But
California is.
That's how California
Yeah,
is. We're
so
talking
that's-
about the nation. We're not cherry picking over here. This is what I'm trying to tell you. It's not, oh, my one friend this, or
But
this particular
you're
state.
speaking to Atlanta,
men,
right?
And women
But
are
what was-
men only
what's
men
the
only
other
win
question?
custody. It's like 20% of the time.
Yeah, let me get
So-
this.
so
Let
if
me,
you're-
the
if you're-
vast
guys, if I
majority
may,
of
let me get to
time-
some stats, and I want to get your opinion on this. So, we're going to cover relationships, who to date, who not to date, divorce, all that. We're all over the map here. All good. Have fun. So here's some divorce stats for you guys. Nationally, we're not cherry picking over here.
Exactly.
Here's some stats for you guys. Man versus woman. Women file for divorce 70% of the time. That goes up to 90% of the time when they're college educated. Beware those smart girls, y'all. Women get the kids 90% of the time.
This is what she doesn't
Average child
understand.
support payment is $720 a month. Alimony is around 40% of the guy's income. These are stats, and then men are way more likely to end up getting depressed, fat, alcohol, drugs, and suicidal. So back to this point that I kind of want to discuss. The divorce rate, 70% women initiate this. You said this is exactly why men are so hesitant to get married today. So is marriage an outdated deal for men? What do you think, Pearl?
I mean, I think men and women are better together, and like marriage is good as an institution. But I feel like the government ruined it. I just think it's a bad deal for men the way the laws are today.
Okay. So what should men do if they want to get married and you believe that family unit is ideal? Should men just kind of be clear-eyed going into this?
This is why I brought the attorney.
This is why you brought the
And
attorney.
it's so
You
clear.
can't hide behind the attorney, Pearl. You got to answer the
No,
question.
I'm saying-
You can't handle the truth.
No, I'm saying like that's why 'cause the legal. I mean, some guys do the prenup. Some guys choose to walk away. Some guys. I've heard of a guy that lives with a girl but has her pay the rent so she can't. Because I guess she can seize your assets legally if she's just living with you for a certain amount of time, and that can include like even if she leaves her stuff at your apartment.
Yeah.
And so I've heard some like guys have interesting solutions.
So is
But
marriage
let's
just a
talk
bad
about
deal for men
Well,
these days?
I mean,
Let's
it
go there.
can
Or
be,
is it
but
a bad deal for someone who makes the most money?
Well, listen.
Because
I'm
I
so-
feel like
I'm-
it's not even just men or women, it's whoever makes the most money in the relationship It's why are we pigeonholing it
That's
to
not
men or
true.
women?
And again, the stat that you just read
Well,
about
they're not
women,
gonna. Okay, if you're
let me
married,
finish, please. Let me
if
finish.
you're
Let me
married,
finish. The stat that you just read about women getting custody 90% of the time.
Yeah.
Right. And this is why it's so good to have a couple on here that, and they're both ignorant about these laws. They said, oh well, just men get custody 50% of the time too, and it's not true. If women get primary physical custody 90% of the time, that should be a stat that shocks them, right?
do you think that they should take a 1-year-old or a baby and give the primary custody to the male, the man, the dad,
Again,
or
That's
the
actually a really
mom?
good point.
I just,
Like if it's a newborn.
I
If
just
it's a
answered the
newborn.
question.
No, I just have that question. Do
I
you
just
think yes or
answered
no?
the question. It should be default 50-50. It's half of the man's genetics, half of the woman's genetics, half of the man's chromosomes, half of the woman's chromosomes. It's half their baby. It can't be, well, you know, we're gonna give the mom the kid until the kid's age 2, and then we're gonna introduce the dad. No, if the mom wants to breastfeed, that's fine. And the mom can breastfeed on her time and can send bottles to the.
But no
to
one's
the
arguing with you that it should be 50-50.
What do you mean?
You're saying it should be default
She just
50-50.
asked.
I'm just-
Your girlfriend just asked if the father should have. What did you say? If the
I'm saying that that the mother should not be the primary custody, but honestly, when
That's
it's
what she just
50-50,
said
the
that.
kid's going
you're,
back
you're
and
saying
forth.
that no one should say it shouldn't be 50-50, and your
No,
girlfriend just
I'm
said it.
saying the primary, like with the person like the kid living with the mom. But honestly, when it's 50-50, they're not full time at anyone's house. They're bouncing back and forth.
So
and
your,
that's what the
your
California
question
state law pushes for.
Your statement said. Your statement was no one's saying that it shouldn't be 50-50. Your girlfriend just said that it shouldn't. And I agree with you. It should be 50-50. It should not be where the mother, just being a mother, gets primary physical custody of these kids.
Okay.
So I agree with you. I don't agree with her. Like, fathers should have equal right to these children.
They do, though.
Their children.
I'm
And
just going off of what I know.
The stat that the man sitting next to you, Adam, told you, is that 90% of the time, women get primary physical custody of these kids.
But
I know what you're saying.
Imagine if it was
Nah.
vice
I know,
versa.
but
Imagine if it was vice versa. If women only got custody 10% of the time,
I
like we
agree.
would be in uproar
But
about
Absolutely.
it.
I
But
feel
you
like
never,
it's
never hear
very-
about it because when it comes to men, like
We're not
people,
looking at all the reasons, though. Like, there could be reasons to why that stat is.
90%
The man-
of the
90%?
time?
Yeah, there could be reasons to where, okay,
So you
maybe
think
the
9 out of
father
10
did not want to be around. Maybe
9 out
the
of
father
10.
can't be around as
9
much.
out of 10. 9 out of 10 of them.
Yes, 9 out of 10.
Wow, that's a bold statement.
That's what I think.
Be clear about this.
Imagine
9 out of 10 should be
dating a
what?
woman that
I
feels
guess I
so
don't understand. That's
bad
not right.
against
Everyone relax.
men.
I'm saying
Madison, what are you saying?
I'm saying that there's so many reasons to why this percentage could be this high.
Did you know that I just saw an article the other day that hoes are more likely to get custody of their children? Prostitutes.
Pearl, that is such a great point because everybody, just like her, everybody wants to look at what the problems are with the man are and assume that the mother is a good mother. I have represented so many shitty mothers that still get custody of these kids. But everybody's like, oh, well, 90% of the time, the moms get custody, so there must be a reason on the dad's side. This is what you just said. No one looks at the mother's side, though, and wonders, why is it? If women are human beings too, if men can be poor fathers, then women can be poor mothers. Why is it that even with women being poor mothers, they get custody 90% of the time?
Yeah.
Right? If you sit back and think about this, it doesn't make sense. Of course there's a preference for women.
The men are getting screwed over.